AVRant and SVS have teamed up to bring you an unbelievable opportunity. Have you been dreaming of dual subwoofers? Perhaps you'd like to upgrade your entire 5.1 speaker package. Don't have the cash? AVRant and SVS have your back. Go to www.avrant.com right now for your chance to win your choice of dual PB1000 subwoofers or a Prime 5.1 satellite speaker package. Contest ends September 30th. Don't wait. Open to the residents of the United States and Canada. We are your home theater and AV questions answered. This is AV Rant. Want your home theater or AV question answered by Tom and Rob? Send it to question@avrant.com. Welcome to AV Rant. I'm Tom Andry, and I'm here with
Rob H.
Now, Rohan. Rohan first corrects us that his house isn't made entirely of marble, just the floors. I liked it better, Rohan, when I thought you lived in a marble
I would
palace.
like to correct Rohan because he's not right. His entire house is made of marble. That in our heads, that's the way it is.
That is the way it is. I'm sorry, sir.
I'm sorry, Rohan. You can't convince us otherwise.
It's columns.
We
marble
see it
walls.
in our head. It's done, man. It's done.
It's just the way it is. You sit on marble furniture on your marble throne. That's the way it is. I'm sorry. And please don't be offended because I just cannot imagine that you do not live in a fully marble house. Like it was, there's a marble quarry. At the bottom of that quarry, you have carved yourself an abode directly into the marble quarry wall. They call you the king of marble.
Mm-hmm.
Rohan, first he corrects us that his house is entirely made of marble, just the floors, although the walls are brick and the ceiling is plaster, so it's still a very reflective
That's still
room.
a very hard reflective surface. So yeah.
Like marble. He's continuing to try to convince his wife to allow a few acoustic panels, but it may take a while. Again, look at this bookshelf thing.
Yeah.
Totally amazing that Ash did. Look at this. Tell her that this is a thing that can happen.
Between that and the printed panels, there is a way to put absorption panels in any room. I'm convinced of that more than ever.
Get a picture of her. Take a get portrait of her and have it printed on the fabric.
You know how some people have like a side table that goes beside their couch, and it's the type that has like a top, and then it has another platform below it. You know,
I
like
literally have. I'm sitting next to one right now.
So that whole space between the bottom shelf and the underside of the top surface, you fill that with insulation and put fabric in there, like the way that the bookshelf thing looked. Like that would look great, and you wouldn't even know. And it's boom, absorption in a room. So yeah.
I might do that because this thing's a piece of crap. And okay, so it may take a while, and more than one subwoofer remains a dream. So our solutions for better bass are appreciated, but unattainable for the time being. But he's got some questions.
Yes.
Okay. Until recently, he's only had a single video source, a Pioneer BDP 450, connected through his receiver to his TV. So the video calibration was simple. Now he's adding a Chromecast Generation 2 and is confused about how to calibrate the TV for both devices so the video is accurate when playing media from either source. How does he do this? I mean, you go into the settings and it should, you calibrate the TV so that the TV is calibrated correctly.
Right.
So within the settings.
Yeah, if a professional calibrator came to your house, what he would do is connect a test pattern generator directly to one of your TV's inputs. You wouldn't be concerned about AV receivers. You wouldn't be concerned about sources at the very beginning. He would connect test pattern generator, or it might be from his laptop or something like that, but it's generating test patterns directly to your TV. And he would calibrate the TV, and now you know that the TV is not to blame. If stuff doesn't look accurate, it ain't the TV's fault. It's good. Then
he takes that and plugs it into the AV receiver, sends it out from the AV receiver, runs his test, makes sure it still looks accurate.
And the AV receiver shouldn't be touching it. It should be able to just pass through the test signals, no changes.
That shouldn't be an issue.
Yeah.
Next, he goes to each one. He goes through your sources as best he can, depending on what they are. So if it's a Chromecast Generation 2, he's got to have some way of testing that. If he doesn't, well, then you just go take
And
a
there
look at it.
probably are. There's probably test patterns that you can get. I mean, you can just get them off of YouTube for that matter.
Yeah.
Test patterns that you could just cast from whatever device you're using into the Chromecast to get test patterns up there. But by calibrating the TV first and then confirming that the AV receiver isn't doing anything, if those test patterns show up inaccurate, we know it's the source device's fault, not the AV receivers, not the TVs. That's the whole point of doing it in that flow.
Yeah. And that's what they do. So
And-
the easiest way for you personally to do it, and you've probably done this already, is using something like a THX disc, like Finding
or the
Nemo,
Spears
or
and Munsell HD benchmark, which is
is
a
and
benchmark.
just running, which is the benchmark, and run through the test patterns and the tests, and they'll walk you through it, and you calibrate for that source. Hoping that source is accurate and your AV receiver isn't messing anything up. And frankly, it really kind of should be. You really should be okay. You should be able to put a disc into a DVD player, have that, or Blu-ray player, have that Blu-ray player export it with, or send it out to the AV receiver pass it on, and there should be no change all the way up the line. And that's the way I calibrate all my displays, and I would be perfectly. So if you've been fine with how it looks right now, I would not worry about plugging that Chromecast into it.
I mean, the thing
anything I saw that was weird, I would attribute to YouTube, or whoever uploading it being weird.
I mean, there isn't much you can do about the Chromecast anyway. It doesn't have any settings that you can change anyway. So if you really want to go through the process, you could take your Pioneer Blu-ray player, you put in your your setup disc, your Spears and Munsell, or your THX disc, or whatever it is that you're using to calibrate. You could try connecting that directly to your TV's input, do the calibration there, then connect the Blu-ray player to your AV receiver, the AV receiver to the TV, just confirm that nothing has changed by sending it through the AV receiver. At that point, you're done, because you're not going to be able to adjust the Chromecast anyway. You connect the Chromecast to one of your AV receiver's HDMI inputs. You know the AV receiver isn't going to touch it. You know that everything is being funneled to the AV receiver's one HDMI output that is going to one of your TV's inputs, which is already calibrated, and you're not going to worry about it. It's done.
It's done.
Yeah.
Lastly, his receiver is a Denon AVR X2000, which he thought was capable of online setting backup, or saving his settings on his computer. But despite repeated searching of the online interface, he's been unable to locate the option to do this. Where exactly is it located?
Now, I'm wondering if maybe there's a little bit of confusion, because there is like an app that is a remote control app, and sometimes people might think it's that. It's not the same thing.
So what you usually have to do is you go into your AV receiver and get its IP address. So it's got to be networked somehow, either hardwired or this one probably has to be hardwired.
Yeah.
And you find out what its IP address is. Then you take that IP address, you go to your web browser, Chrome or whatever, you plug that IP address in.
Yeah, and it'll be 192.168.something.something. You literally just type those numbers in with the dots to any web browser. Now, of course, your computer and your AVR X2000 must both be on the same network for this to work. Right. They must be able to communicate with one another. But it's literally just open up Chrome or Internet Explorer for that matter, whatever it is, your web browser, you plug in the 192.168.whatever, and you look that up by going into your AVR X2000's setup menu. You go down to the network settings, and the very first option within network is information. So you click on information and it will show you the IP address of the X2000. So once you plug that in, it will open up what they call web control. So if you want to refer to your X2000's manual, what you're looking for is web control. And when you see that, it says right there in plain text, if you enter the setup menu section of the web control, which will be showing in your web browser, it says right there that there are save and load buttons that you can use. So I know that this exists. I know that it's there.
Yeah.
In my case, I'm using a Marantz SR7010. They are in the lower left-hand corner of the home screen of the setup menu, because of course, as you drill down in the options, right? So let's say you go to your speaker setup. Once you've entered the speaker setup portion, then those save and load things disappear until you go back to the home section of the setup menu. So that might be why. Maybe he was drilling through settings and he's like, I don't see save and load. You have to go back to the first screen, the first part of the setup menu. But they should be there. If they should be along the bottom somewhere. If they're not in the lower left-hand corner, they should be along the bottom there somewhere. It takes about 10 minutes to save. It takes about 10 minutes to load. All it does
I can't believe that it takes 10 minutes. Why would it possibly take 10 minutes?
I don't know, but it generates a file that's just called configure.dat. And you save that anywhere on your computer, and then when you want to load it, you'll just browse to wherever you saved it and load up configure.dat. And
can you change the name?
You can, but it doesn't always like when you do. So I suggest putting it in a folder with whatever name you want. Right? Idea. Create a folder with whatever you want, leave it as configure.dat, and then it'll be fine.
Right. It's a good idea, too, because literally yesterday I came into my home theater. Yesterday, the day before. Yesterday. Yes. No. Sunday. Doesn't matter. Came in here, and I turned on the TV, turned on the projector and everything to go watch the new Jungle Book. And the projector's in 4:3 mode, and I almost strangled all of my children. I'm like, I don't know which one of you guys did this, but you're gonna pay. So angry. I'm like, why is it in 4:3? I don't know. All right. Want your question answered? Send it to question@avrant.com. This is AVRant.
Now go out and listen to something.